I was hitchhiking once 30-some years ago. It was 1990, and I don't hitchhike. It's a very dangerous thing to do, okay? It was this time I was backpacking, okay, up the East Coast on the Appalachian Trail, and I caught a ride from two guys, and we had a deep conversation. I remember I was in the back seat and about God and faith, and these guys were Catholic. And I'll never forget the words of this one guy as they dropped me off. His last words to me were, "Keep looking up." But it's the way he said it. It wasn't just a trite little expression like, everybody always does this now, or something like think positive or smiley face, like, "Hey, keep looking up." No, he said it in a very meaningful, profound way. Keep looking up. Kind of made me think. There was a twinkle in his eye. So I like that, and I offer it to you. To keep looking up. Today is certainly a feast where we're looking up. All these images of heaven, heavenly glory and the saints. This is the finish line. This is our goal, our destiny, and we have to keep it in the forefront of our mind at all times, thinking about God and the things of God. What is it St. Paul says? See here. If then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above. Keep our eyes fixed on those things, and it will embolden us and give us hope, empower us to carry our cross in this life. Keep looking up. What happens when we look down? We just become like the rest of the world who don't have faith. Okay, the vision of faith is this inner altitude, okay, where we are continuously aware of the fundamental human questions. Where did I come from? Where am I going? What am I supposed to be doing in the meantime? Is there life after death? Is there a God? Okay. We live in that awareness of this vision of faith, which is a vision of what's truly real. This is not just a pious fiction, some cleverly devised myth or something, some fairy tale that we're putting forward. Like heaven, judgment, our own death, these things are real. It's very hard to get them to impinge upon us. So that we don't think of them as pious notions, just simply notional things, but realities. This is our reality. We are in reality. It's very difficult to be in reality. But our vision of faith, that's precisely what it is. Reality therapy. We have to be conditioned to it, because we constantly slide back down. It's like, drawn into the things of this world. And our head is down. We are looking down. So somebody that looked up to an exemplary degree was a pagan philosopher that I've been immersed in for the past couple months, Plato. Okay, just finished reading his works. And there's some real gems in here, so I want to share one with you just to see the goodness of this pagan philosopher who lived 400 years before Christ. But he said so many profound things. The church fed and was nourished from his thought for hundreds of years. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. He says, for him, of course, he thinks of God, yes, as the good, capital G. He has a notion of the one God, the God, he calls him. And the way to this God is the way of philosophy. So he doesn't know the Lord. Yes, he doesn't know the path of salvation that we know. But so that being said, let me just read what he says here. Those who have no experience of reason or virtue, but are always occupied with feasts and the like. They wander in this way throughout their lives, never reaching beyond this to what is truly higher up, never looking up at it or being brought up to it. A contemplative interior gaze should accompany us through our life. And so they aren't filled with that which really is, and never taste any stable or pure pleasure. Instead, they always look down at the ground like cattle. And with their heads bent over the dinner table, they feed, fatten, and fornicate. I love that line. To outdo others in these things, they kick and butt them with iron horns and hooves, killing each other because their desires are insatiable. For the part that they're trying to fill is like a vessel full of holes. Neither it nor the things they are trying to fill it with are among the things that are. Wow. This triggers so many different scripture passages in my mind that say such similar things. Like Jeremiah, for instance. My people have committed two evils. They've rejected me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed out cisterns for themselves, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Okay, we're never going to be filled with anything down here. We busy ourselves in this life and become consumed by the busyness of our lives, and we have to be on guard against that. If we want to become a saint, it's utterly imperative that we keep looking up.